Hello scholars, welcome back to the Kemet Maasai Academy. We are continuing our series of motivational videos for students. I am reading as usual from the Student's Master Plan. Hardcore Rules for a Lifetime of Success. And my topic right now is a clean, quiet environment is conducive. I've had a vision for years running of how I would like my perfect classroom to be. Spacious, comfortable desks with chairs to match, cubby holes in the walls for each child's personal effects, two huge blackboards spanning the entire length of one wall, a huge glass curio to display trophies and awards, gorgeous tiles on the floors and walls, fans, a television set, a small bed for when the little ones get weary. Okay, maybe the bed isn't such a good idea because the teacher may sometimes get very weary, so let's avoid temptation. The dominant feature will be the life-sized framed photographs on the wall, photos of children learning, photos of children being cuddled by mother or father or both. This is because I realize the importance of the visual image to the development of the mind, how the images we are constantly exposed to shape our concept of the world. This classroom is my vision. It has not yet materialized, but it will. My students will have an environment that is optimally conducive. Till then, we work with what we have. Yes, ideally, we would like to have our students in a clean, spacious, quiet environment, but you should never use the lack of this as an excuse to slack off. You should try to cultivate the type of mind that is able to function and function well in any environment, conducive or not. That is one of the tests that will prove your determination as a student. Discomfort should never be a deterrent to learning. Just as positive affirmations point you in the way of the good, negativity can be used to swerve you away from the bad. Adversity is strewn with lessons. Trauma builds character, as they say. Now, there are conditions which we would consider to be optimal for a classroom environment to be considered conducive to learning. And we can think of so many things, right? We can think of the physical layout of the classroom, spacious, a desk for each child, comfortable chairs, clean environment, clean space, clean bathroom facilities, well ventilated, so you have windows all around to let in the sunlight too, natural light coming in, so we don't want our students to be caged up, boarded in and with only artificial light and air conditioning all the time. We would ideally want classrooms that are well ventilated and open to the air, open to the sunlight coming in. Whether we use a blackboard with chalk or we use a whiteboard with markers, we want to have big enough space on which we can write. We would love to have props and learning aids that we can bring in for the students to get the concepts that we're teaching, for them to become a part of the getting a part of our deriving the formula, become a part of experiencing the lesson. in terms of the actual lesson, ideally we would want to have, some I'm from the culture of homeschool, so structure isn't necessarily how I started out, but there's room for structure. And right now, I use a lot of structure in terms of we follow a timetable. I have particular lessons that I want to achieve by such and such a time, and so on. But we would like to have some kind of structure. Ideally, we would want to know that as teachers, we are competent and we are passionate about what we do. Ideally, we would want to have students who are coming from homes where they have been taught good manners, good discipline, good habits, how to be polite, how to be courteous, how to conduct themselves in the classroom, how to share, how to cooperate with others. Ideally, we would love to have students who have eaten breakfast and have access to lunch and are not worried about what they will have for dinner or if they will have dinner. Ideally, we would want to have students who are not going home to be abused. They are not at school wondering what's going to happen when they get home, who is going to beat them, who is going to molest them, who is going to shout at them, that kind of thing. So there are many things we can write down if we are asked to make a list of all the things we would love to see to have an ideal classroom that would be conducive to learning. And we should strive to maintain this. We should strive to maintain this because if it is conducive, then that would give you the best results. But I'm always stressing, even if the situation that you're in now is not so conducive, you might be among the group that is considered to be the rowdiest, the most indisciplined, the least likely to produce any successful student. You might just find yourself among those, that lot that the principal sees so often and parents have to be called in about them so often. You might find yourself among that lot. You might find yourself in a classroom where it's crowded, it's dirty, it's noisy, it's near to a highway, it's whatever the thing is. It's leaky. But don't allow that to be a deterrent for you. Don't use it as an excuse to cop out. Still try to muster that determination to overcome those obstacles. Muster it. Muster that even if you're the only one in the class who seems to be interested in any work, including the teacher. Because sometimes the very teachers aren't too interested in getting anything done and they have lost hope. They have just been overwhelmed by the system. They no longer believe the students can amount to anything. So sometimes you as a student, you're the only one or one of a handful who really are trying. So just find a way to rise above those challenges. Yes, you might not be in the most conducive place, but let your attitude be conducive. Let your outlook and your just keep striving for excellence, because trust me, other students have done it. Other students have found themselves in that situation and they found a way to rise above it and to achieve to prove everybody wrong who was saying nothing good can come out of that class. Nothing good can come out of that school. Nothing good can come out of that community where you're living in. Many times people just brand an entire class, an entire school, an entire community, an entire country, an entire race. But believe in yourself and tell yourself whether or not my home is conducive, whether or not my community is conducive, whether or not my classroom, my school is conducive, I am going to rise. I am going to accomplish. I'm going to break the cycle. I'm going to raise the bar. Tell yourself these things and believe it, and you definitely will achieve it. If you have been motivated by this video, please share it so that others may be motivated as well. And remember, at the Kemet Maasai Academy, on our channel, we have motivational videos for students like this one. However, in addition to that, we have mathematics videos from grade 4 to grade 11. And this is absolutely something that you should take advantage of. I would encourage you to share those mathematics videos as well, especially with those students who you know are struggling and could really use the help. So, my scholars, take care, stay motivated, stay passionate about your education, and continue to focus. I will see you in the next video.